This is Papa Smurf. You're listening to Our Lifestyle, the podcast, with ODB and the mayor.
Hey, it's ODB. You're listening to Our Lifestyle Podcast, also known as OLP. This podcast is brought to you by the fine folks over at Custom Car Show Productions. They have 3 events now. They've had multiple over the years, including their flagship event every June in Biloxi, Mississippi, which is scraping the coast. They now also partner up with Sean Randall and team for Bayou Showdown. That's every November, the weekend before Thanksgiving in Slidell, Louisiana. And don't forget, they team up with Keg Media and team for Orange Beach Invasion. That's typically every March in simply Orange Beach, Alabama. Orange Beach Invasion. Stay on the rise. Enjoy this episode. Yeah, so, I mean, dude, it's been kind of stressful, man, because, like,
if he ever does call, just let him know, just tell him Dizzy said, Mike, Dizzy's the mayor now.
Exactly, and listen, I'm willing to do it, but I need to talk to you and Adam about doing a show like Westbound Get Down, like somewhere, maybe west of where the Spark Show's at, that way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Dude, like, we can head out. We can do a show in like Memphis.
Yeah,
and we can call it Westbound Get Up.
So, I mean, if we could get a horse, maybe a camel, whatever we do, we can't do a flamingo though.
No flamingos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, it's our Lifestyle Podcast, episode 307, and I'm so happy because I kind of feel relieved. Riggity Mike the mayor, I've been saying this, he is out. Dude, I'm on the hunt right now. I've got applications out on different websites trying to pull in some new guys. And Diggity Don Davis, he reached out proactively and was like, yo, ODB, man, I'm looking for... Dizzy, you didn't say a new gig, but you said you were looking to kind of like, what'd you say, spread your wings?
Yeah, dude, just another gig. Let me get my hand out in another cookie jar. Let's see what else I can do.
Yeah, and, like when people say they want to spread their wings and stuff, we're always cautious on that because, we don't want to like not like an eagle or like a spread eagle, or anything, We want to fly like an eagle, but we want to keep it like patriotic USA stuff, not like, like your friend Angela White or something like that. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll just keep it as spread your wings like an eagle.
Right, fly like an eagle. Dude, I appreciate you coming on, man. We got, this is kind of cool. The NC Florida guys are giving me a hard time going, dude, summer's over, man. Get back in the saddle, and it's been cool. We just had a great episode, but this one's going to be a little fun. Just talk some mini trucks with you. But, dude, before we really get into the show, man, how you been, dude?
Oh, I've been great. For those who don't know, I've got my hand in a little bit of everything. So I've been doing great. Been staying super busy all year. It seems like for some reason, I don't know why I want to get my hand in this cookie jar because I've got enough stuff going on. But I said, hey, if Mike's not paying attention and he's out gallivanting, I'm going to step in.
Yeah. And, that's the thing. I hate to, throw the dirt, but, Mike would always say, listen, Dizzy's head's kind of getting a little big, but he goes, look, we need to put pressure on him and know that, we blowed him up, And I said, come on, Mike. Dude, we don't have that many listeners. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, man. As much as credit as I don't want to give to Mike, you guys did help blow me up a little bit, and so I'm gonna give him that credit.
Listen, you've done a lot for us with the stickers. I'm kind of gonna miss if Mike's really gone. I'm kind of gonna miss some of the stickers, the special editions, but you've taken some time and thrown together some quick, some really good. I can't even do this stuff. The little artwork and stuff. Like the other day, man, you must have listened and you heard the milk carton deal and. Man, you remember we grew up in the same era. If you were on a milk carton, it wasn't a good thing, but you were kind of famous. Let's be honest.
Yeah, Mike's definitely famous now.
Right. And,
infamous.
As much as I want to twist his arm, I think I might still go to Eastbound Get Down. EBGD. It was a fun show, and I cannot believe that you guys gallivanted down. Now I know you guys said, look, I thought Florida was the Sunshine State, and dude, we had guys, shout out to the big homie Kyle Fannin, KFANIN. I always forget his Instagram name. He's going to get pissed. But Kyle Fannin, it's KD Fannin, Fannin. Dude, they went to the local Walmart and they had freaking space heaters at the show, and I thought they were nuts, dude. But when the wind started howling, I said, hey, can I get a piece of this, you know?
Right? Like, we gallivanted all the way down there, and I think Mike gave us bad directions, and we ended up in Michigan or something. I don't know what happened.
Remember on Dumb and Dumber when he goes, just when you thought you could do the stupidest thing, you went and did this and totally redeemed yourself, you know? But
I was walking around there last year, like on Saturday, and I had, I had a shirt on, I had a hoodie, I had a jacket, I had a toboggan, and I was pants, and I was like, I thought I was in fucking Florida.
Yeah, and let's be honest. I mean, dude, John Lopez, that's my homie. Mike, I don't know. We've kind of got this estranged deal going on. But, who picks a show in January anyways? I mean, I'm Florida, dude. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had a pool at the hotel. Like, I wanted to swim, I mean, dude, I was out. But that's enough.
To those boys' credit. Yeah. Every time I've gone down there in January or February for one of their shows, we usually stop in, like, somewhere, like, halfway and have to change into shorts and T-shirts because it's done reach 75 degrees on the way down.
Right. You're like, we woke up and it was like 58 and like, I kind of needed this. And now you're like, I'm pouring sweat, Yeah. It's time out. But dude, no, seriously, it's cool. So want to give a huge shout out to Hammered Weekend Wear for sponsoring the overview of this episode. It's kind of going to be like a third quarter check-in with Diggity Don Dizzy Davis. I guess you could almost say like you're kind of playing, I mean, I hate to tag you with this, but like kind of like an armchair quarterback deal this week.
Yeah.
Kind of a guest co-host, but like I'd hate to say new co-host, Dizzy, because look, dude, I mean, I'm just going to throw this out there. You can't host 2 damn truck podcasts. You know what I mean?
I think I can. I mean, you host 2 podcasts.
Yeah, but
so why can't I do 2?
But one's Lincoln's, dude. Like how many... Do you really think like if we've got like, okay, let's say we've got 6 listeners and you guys got about 8, right? Do you think your 8, like, are they going to cross pollinate? Like, do you think we'll grow our show or no?
I don't know if maybe I can get 4.
Okay. Well, the LCD guys, they've got such a cult following in their area, dude. And, he can rattle stuff. LMC can rattle stuff off. I mean, he almost sounds like a rapper. Let's be honest, dude. Like, he kind of, if you think about back to the 90s, if someone would have signed him as an artist, dude, you know what I mean? He could have been like the Hollering Hills, like Eminem. You know what I'm saying? The one-legged hen deal and all that stuff. I can't do it all, but, like, maybe we could get them, LMC or Farva could possibly, I know he just does the hugs, but maybe, or Shay, they could come on maybe every other week and we could cross-pollinate all of our few listeners.
Yeah, like we can just like keep going from each podcast to each podcast and just make one giant family. We can call it the OLP LCD TCS podcast.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, the hashtag is going to, people are going to give up on the hashtag, but who cares, right? We're just having a good time. If you're a current listener, thank you guys so much. We're going to have fun on this episode. We got to kick back every once in a while. It's also a short week for me. I finally made all the plans, as I said last week. I'll be going out to Cali this week, so Don Dizzy Davis agreed to come on and for us to knock it out. But Don Dizzy Davis, we have Hammered Weekend Wear, HAMMERD.com, Hammered, HAMMERD.
Weekendwear.com.
Yeah, thank you. Hammered Weekend Wear. And I know you help out a lot. I want to talk more about it. But listen, the skate decks and the stuff that you guys have done and partnered with Joey at Get Decked, I hope to continue to see those into the new year. Because I tell you what, when I walk up to that booth, I'm blown away.
Yeah, dude, you can never go wrong with Get Decked and Joey Dilworth bringing out new designs. We're even looking into bringing out some of the older designs that aren't offered in T-shirts anymore to turn those into skate decks and then also some banners as well. And then me and Tripp been working closely together with my graphic designing to make possibly a couple just special edition, and they'll just be straight up skate decks from Joey and maybe some like graffiti style stuff, but that'll be stuff in the future for 2023 show season.
Hells yeah. And I think you might even have Adam's phone number. Like, what if we, like, let's get through a couple more things, and then what if we try to call him, dude?
He might send us a voicemail, but we can try.
Yeah, well, his name's not Mike Murray, let's be honest, man. I mean, is he in a 6-story condo where he got no... Like I said, Mike, are you fucking in Fort Knox? You can't answer, dude? But enough of that. We don't want no negativity, right? Right, Dizzy?
You can't be having your phone ring while you're trying to get some smut.
Dude, I'm telling you, you were the only one that brought him down. You're kind of like... I don't want to compare you to Dog the Bounty Hunter, but you've got that badassery. You took him down, dude. You hogtied him.
For a minute. And then he outsmarted me.
And we still haven't... Yeah, that's right. That's what I was going to say. We still haven't gotten your reward for that, but that's right. He did escape.
Yeah, he escaped.
So, dude, we kind of talked a little bit, kidding around and doing our fun stuff, but, like, general update-wise, like, I'm going to California this week. I'm excited about that. I'm going to hit a couple spots that I want to hit. But here's something. I know you're an Android guy, I think, right?
Yep.
So last week, iOS 16 comes out Monday. Over the years, you always had to do the updates over Wi-Fi. I'm at work, and I had been really wanting to update. I used to always do the previews, and then they had the public beta and all that. And I was like, no. We all have so much writing on our phones, with posts and you got to use them, right? So Monday,
exactly.
I ended up doing the update at work. I tried to turn it off. I was like, I'll do it when I get home. It downloads over 5G. I'm like, great. Well, everything's good. So like the next day I wake up, they've got the new thing, duplicate photos, so I'm able to go in there and go, yeah, these are all dupes. I had like 4,000. And it's like, okay, click, 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 boom, boom, boom. They merge all those, best quality. I'm like, sweet. That's really what I wanted, right? But then, dude, on Thursday, I wake up in the 5 o'clock hour. Not the earliest, but, it's early for me. I wake up, and I look over at my phone, Dizzy, and I pick it up, and I go to, like, do my normal, like, check a couple things, and my phone is, like, so glitched up, dude. And this is, like, Monday was the update. Like, Thursday's the day now. And I literally had to plug my phone in to the computer, spend a couple hours. It basically reinstalls the operating system. Then it tells me it didn't back it up the previous night. It did 2 nights before, so that I lost some of the photos. So it was like, dude, I was like 4 hours without my phone, dude. And it was good. Like I drove in to work without my phone. So I didn't have podcast. I couldn't listen to the Custom Scene podcast. I couldn't order a drink ahead of time at my favorite spot or whatever. But at the same time, it was kind of like a relief. Like I wasn't tied to it. Is that good or bad?
100%. That's great. I was gonna say, like, it's such a relief to be able to get away from it. Like, I took a break for a couple weeks, just shut everything down, didn't look at it. It's great. It sucks that you were forced into it.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy, but I mean, that's kind of what I had going on. I got it fixed. I learned to just take a breath and go, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I had to buy another phone. I mean, I wasn't ready to do that. I'm not ready for the 14. I'm probably going to wait for, like, the 20, I want to be, like, the guy that still has, like, if your friend has, like, the iPhone that still has the home button, you kind of go, that's old school now, right? I kind of want to go, like, I still have the iPhone 6 or something. I don't know, So, but flip phones are back, and here's a simple question for you. Would you rock a flip phone in 2022?
I would rock a flip phone in 2022, especially me being an Android guy. Samsung just came out with the Z Note Flip. I think it's 4 now, where instead of opening up like a book, it opens up like the old flip phones from top to bottom instead of left to right. And as much, I'm a Moto user because I've got to have my pen and my stylus for the stuff that I do with my work. But I seen that and I was like, oh man, I might have to drop a few bills on that thing.
Yeah, believe it or not, my nephew, he just graduated from high school and he's now taking his college courses. Really smart kid. He was over this past weekend and he was my dad's first grandson. Just a great kid. He recently drove all the way from Florida with his buddy. They drove up to Cincinnati last weekend to watch the Steelers game because he's a huge Steelers fan. But he has that Samsung flip phone. So I came in over the weekend and I was joking with him. I go, hey, man, 1999 called. They want their flip phone back. And he started laughing. he's in the tech and stuff. But it was a cool concept. Like, I'm not even hating on it. Like, a lot of people, iPhone sells like unbelievable. But do you ever, you as an Android guy, you got to be one of the guys that looks at it and says, really? Like, what has changed? It would almost be like if Hammered Weekend Wear just kept putting out the same truck and they just changed the graphics a little bit. Could you guys sustain that?
We'll do it every 2 months.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, we'll be like, no, we won't sell you anything new, but you can have all this old stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And at the same time, we'll figure out some way to make your car battery die so that you have to buy a new one of those, and we'll sell new batteries.
Right. And see, Apple's got it done. Apple's got it down because a lot of people think like, well, man, I just got the update. Like me, like I even outside that, I've had some other hiccups with my phone the last couple of days, and I'm like, dude, like I'm ready to throw the thing against the wall. And I'm like, it's a 12 Pro, dude. It's been out I haven't even owned it 2 full years. I got it like October, November 2 years ago. But it is funny how tech is like that, isn't it? Where it's in and out the window. Not everybody, as you know, upgrades their phone that often. I think the carriers are trying to get to like a 3-year cycle because they want you to keep your phone as long as possible. Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see if Apple ever kind of deviates from this whole normal kind of standard deal that they've got. They do keep adding sensors in, but how many sensors can you add? I don't know. So
I'm surprised. I think this doesn't drive your car by now.
Yeah, I know, right? But how's your fam? Everything else going good around you?
Dude, everything's going great for us right now. I think since I was on right before Sparks, but right before that, we bought a house, so we got that taken care of. Everything's going great. Matter of fact, this make us all feel old. For those who have kids, I just went to my son and soon-to-be daughter-in-law's wedding shower.
Holy crap, dude! You are kind of getting old there, man.
Oh man, that made me feel that one hurt me in the everywhere.
Did you pick your Medicare or Medicaid stuff this year or no?
No, not yet. I did sign up for a RP so I can start getting my discounts.
Dude, if I don't get that AAA discount,
Exactly, man.
So the general update's brought to you by Joey at, what's the place called?
Get Decked.
Get Decked, and he has, I'm always talking about this stuff, but he's done some pretty cool stuff for Hammered Weekend Wear. What should people do, and what's the product about?
So if you want to get any of Joey's stuff, you can hit it. Let's talk Joey first. Hit up Joey, Get Decked. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram, message him. Custom-made skate decks. You can get as low as one at custom pricing. Just hit him up. Whatever image you want. Got a great team, work it all out. And then for people like us who have small businesses such as OLP or Hammered Weekend Wear or Sparks, you get them for your show, that, and do a run of 10. Joey takes care of it. It's easy to handle with or deal with him. So make sure to check him out. And then the way we use him is we get all our artwork that we get from the boys at Graphic Disorder that draw up for us. They break it apart, redesign it to fit a skate deck, and then you can get skate decks from us at any local show that we're at. Unfortunately, I know you guys know this, skate decks are very awkward to ship, so hit us up at any show, and we always have some supply of limited skate decks. And what we're doing is we do a run of like 10, and then we will never offer that design again, so make sure if you want it, get it while you see it.
It's get_decked VA for Virginia. Joey Dilworth on Instagram, as Dizzy mentioned, on Facebook as well. And it's a cool business model. And listen, I love marketing. I love product placement. I love a lot of this stuff. And I love that Joey has been very, very, forthcoming with us. And he said, hey, man, I kind of partnered with you guys, and a lot of shows have picked up. And it just shows there's a want out there for this type of product. We've established on this podcast and other, media forums out there over the past 20 years, a lot of us came from skateboarding and that kind of stuff. And guess what, Dizzy, you don't have to be able to ollie a skateboard to just have one that you want to have on your wall, right?
Exactly. I have like 4 or 5. I have one of your guys's. I got an award at Static Nats. That's the skate deck from Get Decked, and I can't ollie to save my life. So I just bought cool little wall mounts and that have them all stacked up on the wall, make killer art.
Yep. And what we got to do at one of these shows, I mean, we'd have to see, if the hotel would allow it, but, maybe we'll do like when we were kids, we'll get one of you guys' because, I mean, I don't have any, that I could, we'd have to use one of you guys', but we go out to the pool and then we can see who can do like the best trick without getting hurt, like jumping in the water, not over concrete.
Like from the second level into the pool?
Well, I don't want to, encourage, because, we've got some younger listeners. I don't want to encourage bad stuff. Like Hank, dude, if he was here, he would, but we can't encourage that,
I'm not encouraging anything that Hank's involved in.
So check it out, Joey at Get Decked. He's the man. He will get you squared away.
And one last thing with Joey, if you guys haven't seen it yet, Joey does the killer skate decks. And now he's branched out and he has 2 shirt designs out. And the most recent one, I think the pre-sale just finished up, but it features David McNaughty's the quad cab Nissan hardbody with the spreading the love logo on the side of it and all the cancer ribbons going down. That was wrapped by Illusion wraps by Joey.
Sick. Yeah, and I got to order that one. I messed up. I put a reminder and I snoozed it and I didn't order it. So I need to. That's a really cool one. David McGotti, great dude. We've talked about all the wonderful stuff those guys are doing, so thanks for the shout out there. Now, Definitely. Before we call Adam in just a minute, we're going to try to sneak attack him. I did want to just throw out here the last episode recap. Paul Davis, episode 306, we talked, I got a chance to sit down with him, issue 25, Street Trucks cover. If you're a new listener or you found us through one of these different platforms, hit follow, hit subscribe, whatever your phone says. It's free. And after this episode rolls with Dizzy and I, go ahead and go back and check it out. There's a in-depth interview of how Courtney shot that truck and, some things that you'll learn maybe about it, the history of that amazing hombre. Last episode recap brought to you by the fine folks over at Lone Star Throwdown. Now, Dizzy, LST might have sold out the 2K in record numbers this year, record time, rather. But they can still gallivant over to Conroe, can't they? And still get in, I think. They don't have to climb the fence,
100%. 100%. No one around here actually got their trucks in, but we're Hammered Weekend Wears making the trip. So it's me and a few other boys, and we're taking a whole caravan. We're rolling out to Conroe and just going out there to enjoy the show.
Yeah, Lonnie's got a musket. Okay, and he said if he sees like Don Dizzy Davis or Hank or Adam, you guys are going to have a booth, so I hate to use you guys as an example, but he said, hey, if I see him climbing the fence, man, I got the musket.
We're gonna hook up a chain. I've explained this to Hank 1,000 times.
Wait, okay,
he's already talked about climbing it. Yeah, I've already told him, like, dude, you can't climb the fence. He's like, I'm not paying.
Well,
I'm not paying that dude any more money.
As many theme parks as he's been to, he's never paid, dude. And I'm like, there's barbed wire, and he's like, I can get over it.
I'm trying to explain him. I was like, dude, things are different now. You're going in with us.
Yeah. You kind of are like more of this, trying to maybe go to church a day or two, not a month, but a year. Christmas maybe, and try to just get a little bit more, normalness in your life, right, Hank? Normalness. So here's what we're going to do. We want to give, again, a huge shout-out to Lone Star Throwdown. We're going to be at Conroe, Texas. I think it's the 11th annual next year, last weekend in February. And listen, I know you hear us talk about it. You're going, yeah, they're talking about another show. Who cares? Listen, you got to care. LST, biggest, baddest truck show around. C10s, mini trucks, full sizes, a couple classic cars in there. LoneStarThrowdown.com for more information. We can't wait for LST 2023. Dude, Dizzy, do you mind trying to call Adam real quick and just see if we can sneak attack him?
Let me see here.
Adam.
Hey, what's up?
Not much, dude. Sorry for the sneak attack, dude. We got no content this week, and we're just trying to freaking put something out, man. I mean, Dizzy said, man, if we let the streak go, Hank's going to come unglued.
Right. Let me get outside here. Hang on.
Yeah, he's in the... is he already at the Gentleman's Club?
I don't know what
I think that was the back door. Did they
Sorry, that was
Hey.
my loud-ass garage.
Yeah, do they have full liquor at the nudie bars up there?
Oh, yeah, when they're open. They keep getting shut down because Hank's ass won't stay out of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, Hank, Dizzy just said, he goes, I could have swore that was the deal for that you were opening the club. Because we know that you got a side deal that you haven't told us about. But that's for another episode.
That's right.
But, dude, seriously, man, Dizzy and I are chopping it up this week since Mike's out. You know, he's done with OLP. And I just thought, like, I wanted to link up with you last week, and I didn't get a chance. And I said, you know, Dizzy, it wouldn't be right if we had you on. You know, you guys are kind of like Jordan and Pippen, right? You guys kind of feed off of each other, right? I don't want to say who's who, but I mean, a little bit of Dennis Rodman, I think, with Dizzy, maybe Hank as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Dizzy is totally wrong.
100 bandit or proud of that statement.
Yeah, see? You know, I'm trying to like leave some ambiguity or however you pronounce it. But seriously, there's some news kind of broke recently about this HDW brand. I always say WW, but dude, I just want to say congratulations. And I guess, are we allowed to talk about Hammered Weekend Wear is now stationed in the East Coast?
100%.
Dude, that's exciting, man.
Are we live?
Yeah, no, well, we're not live.
Yeah,
I mean, we're about to be live. But
It's a podcast.
but listen, you know, that is exciting news. And listen, I know, like, it kind of takes a village, right? You know, you got to get your family behind you, and it was something that I think that I had some of my intel told me that you really wanted to take this plunge. You know what I mean? So again, from a friend, from a brother in the scene, like someone that's going, hey man, I want to carry this thing on, dude. Bro, congrats.
Thank you very much. It definitely does take an army. It takes a village to make it all run, and I mean, everybody's had a little bit of a hand in it, but yeah, it's 100% Knoxville, Tennessee based. There's a Tennessee tag on a trailer. She's East Coast.
Now, Dizzy had kind of said, you know, there were some beefs going on and stuff. Like, did you guys have to wrestle, not Hank, but Ron to the ground? Or was the negotiation a little bit easier than maybe some of us have heard?
No. Ron was loves the scene, loves everything about it. It's a passion, but he was up for retirement.
Yeah,
and he's on that 401 Hank, and
right.
He's
right.
He's out there enjoying whatever it is you do in Oregon with some Jack and Cokes and some late night karaoke bars or something.
Yeah, and Dizzy, you know, you guys got a chance, like I have, to spend a lot of time with Ron, and there's no one that was more dedicated. And Dizzy, you got a chance to see that crisscrossing, you know, everywhere he was going. I swear he thought he was Johnny Cash. You remember that one song, I Go Everywhere? That deal?
Yes. Yeah, he was definitely going everywhere, man. Everywhere he could.
Yep. And Adam, you know, when you think about, you know, the trailer and you think about all of the merchandise and all of the hustle and the scheduling that you know Ron had put together every 2 months and these new designs, and man, like, how do you plan that far in advance with graphic disorder and all that stuff? You know, not to go too far in depth, but like, how was all of that? You know, you've had a little bit of ramp up time, right? But are you kind of soaking into the role, going, hey man, like, okay, we can do this?
Man, I'll tell you kind of briefly, when I first took it on, and I was really excited about it because it was just all this new crazy thing. You know, let's do this. Let's jump in head first. And then it was like, what did I just get myself into? This is insanity. I mean, just to get this one show and have everything on the trailer ready to go. It's the behind the scenes stuff that nobody really sees. I give you an example. Yesterday I put in 7 hours just in shipping, and I'm still working on it. It's you know, big show coming up with Sparks and the Ozarks, and we did show shirts for them, and it's a lot of work. I mean, just in that right there.
Tag and tag and all that.
Oh man, it's a ton of stuff, and that's not even getting everything ready to go on the trailer. That's just getting, you know, orders out because those guys love those shirts. So
yep. And not to give it all away, but I know, like, Dizzy is, I kind of look at him as your right hand, right? I mean, you guys have been brothers ever since I came up to the Spark Show, one of my favorite shows. I'm sorry I couldn't make it this year. I love the Spark Show, and, you know, but I look at him as kind of your right hand, and And I can't say Adam without Dizzy, you know, just like you can't say like Kobe without Shaq, you know what I mean? To a certain extent, you know, rest in peace, Kobe. But Dizzy, I know he kind of helps, you know, with some of the messaging and some of the social media and stuff out there. So that's got to be a huge help, Adam.
Let's make this 100% clear. Don Dizzy Davis is social media manager of Hammered Weekend Wear.
Dude.
If you see a post, that is his title. He can put it on Facebook official. That is him, man. I could not do social media without Don Dizzy Davis.
Dizzy, if I don't see a LinkedIn update tonight, dude, we're done, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to see a LinkedIn update, and you're going to see a raise request.
Look at that. See? You know, because he heard, you know, the competition. But, no, I mean, it's great because I tell you what, you guys have had a lot of success. You know, I want to talk briefly before we let you go in a minute. A lot of success with the Spark Show. But I'm just so happy that Hammered Weekend Wear is in a good spot. You know, we love Ron like a brother. I text him,
Absolutely.
you know, all the time. And I just got a couple more quick things for you. So the question for you is, let's say somebody goes, oh, man, it's sold. Like, you know, I've got this T-shirt subscription, or, you know, oh, my God, maybe they're not going to do 2 every month. You know, I got used to it. What's the message you want to send to everyone about the regiment that you guys have?
I appreciate that, because the fact is Hammered Weekend Wear has not stopped and will not stop. Just because different hands are taking the helm doesn't mean it's going to be any different. So, you know, we may change some little details up here and there, but you can definitely count on subscriptions for 2023. You're going to count on two designs every other month. You're going to have 12 total in the year, and just more to come, man. More awesome designs. And, you know, I love getting design feedback from not only the customers, but from other people too. Don and I have worked on designs for the Spark Show for years, and, you know, he even had some input on Dangerous Waters. He's had input on other designs, man. So, yeah, it's like you said, it takes a village to run it, but we're trying to continually bring awesome gear to the scene and keep it going.
Yeah, and shout out to our brother Chad Luke. Yeah, we bought a couple of the banners, and I love them, so thank you. Dizzy, what were you going to say, homie?
I was going to say, to add on to that, for the reassurance of the past customers and still previous customers, not only is not anything changing of what Ron did with, like, T-shirts coming out, the first thing that Tripp did was like, hey, you know, it's cool that we got the front art sticker that has the logo. He goes, but one thing that Hammer's never offered was the rear design as a sticker. So not only is everything staying the same, we're adding more product, from the rear design sticker to skate decks, bringing out old school designs as banners. Like, Tripp just released the square body topless Ranger design at Static Nats, and
dude,
I think you had like 5 on the trailer, and all 5 were gone within 2 hours.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to give away any of the secrets here. Like, you know, like when I text you guys like 1, 2 in the morning with some of my ideas, because, you know, I always got them. Sometimes, you know, I'm almost trying to feed you guys some weird ideas to make you try to swerve off, because I see your trailer over there with the skate decks and the hats and the stickers and the banners, and you got bigger banners than everyone. And I go, damn, these guys are doing it big. But I tell you what, man, I look at it and say it's hustle. It's dedication. It's people dedicated to the scene, from Ron. I mean, Hank, let's be honest, he might get a bad rap. He's dedicated, right? I know, you know, we're not into human trafficking and stuff, but, you know, there's a lot of good that he does. But seriously, you know, you guys have a bright future, and it's great to see the commitment that you have, right, with the big white trailer and all the stuff that comes along. I'm just glad to be able to maybe come up aboard the vessel here and there, you know, come aboard and say what's up at the shows, brothers.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate the support from OLP, from you personally, Jay. It means the world to have you, you know, in my corner. You know, Hank's always jumping off top ropes. In fact, had you been at the Spark Show, he was literally jumping off the top of the trailer.
Dude.
And everybody thought he was going to jump, but he never did. So it was all good. But, yeah, man, you know, big thank you to Ron Perkins for this. Without him setting up this dream that he had, you know, I like to look at it like we're carrying on his dream, his vision, and taking it into the future with what we can do on the East Coast with all the shows that we've got, and, you know, support from all these awesome people, man. So it's we're not stopping. We're not slowing down at all.
Yeah, and Adam, it's HAMMERD. weekendwear.com. And speaking
Yes,
of tip of the cap to Ron, if they go out there, I tell you what, I'm not making this up. Tim Davis had reached out to me several weeks back, maybe a couple months ago now, and he goes, "Yo, man, like, dude, like, I had this idea, like, we need to get with Adam and them, and there was some thought of like, hey, we should do a tip of the cap to Ron, and I kind of thought you guys were going to do something." And I said, "Hey, I'll get Adam on the phone, whatever." And we'll run it by it and stuff. And before we knew it, you guys had already done it. And I kind of felt like something was coming. But, dude, the Stay Hammered shirt, with the Badass Ram, Rams don't get a lot of love. Dude, you guys did great, man.
Man, and I think there was a number of people that just love it because it was a Ram, or they like the colors. But if you buy that shirt, you are not only supporting Hammered Weekend Wear, you're supporting Ron Perkins.
Yep.
And it continually will still support Ron Perkins. So just understand that anytime you buy a shirt or banner or hat from Hammered Weekend Wear, it goes to support him still. So,
Cool.
he's still around. He's still about. But, yeah, man, Stay Hammered, that was for him. That's him throwing up the peace sign. That's his dog in the passenger seat. You look real close, man, Graphic Disorder killed it on some great detail on that design. But we'll always be Hammered.
Yeah, and it's hammeredweekendwear.com. Check it out, HAMMERD weekendwear.com. They got the Stay Classy. They got the recent Code Red and Dig the Lowness, which is one of my favorites. Listen, before we let you go, Adam, because I know Dizzy's texting me going, "Yo, man, I got to get some more airtime, bro. Come on, let's do this, man." I go, "Yeah, we're going to get back to it." Just kidding. But in all seriousness, the Spark Show, I hated that I didn't make it this year. I am planning to come up next year in August. And I just want to say, you guys have done a fantastic job. It was our OLP show of the year. If we didn't make that even more clear, I apologize in 2021. But listen, dude, what should people know about the Spark Show in Sevierville, Tennessee for 2023?
I literally just get chills when you say that. 2023 is the Spark Show year 10.
Yes.
10 years, ODB. You have to be there.
Axe throwing?
For year 10.
Axe throwing. Come home. Mike's up. No.
It is. It's going to be huge, man. Dizzy's got some crazy ideas. I mean, we're going to pull out all the stops. If anybody's ever been there years past, we want them to come back and celebrate it with us for year 10. It's going to be wild.
Cool. And DJ Mays, the DJ to our mini truck scene, in my mind, he has done wonders over there. You guys have done great switching the Graphic Disorder, and we've seen the success with the artwork. DJ Mays will be back, right?
Absolutely. He's got what is it, Don? Like a 25-year contract or something?
Oh, shit.
I just bumped it to 35, and 35. Dom has to come,
dude.
Every year.
So we've got him for the rest of his life, and then I think we're adding DJ Mandy B, who's been showing up at a few shows and running the ones and twos out at the pre-parties.
Dude, I love hearing it. And I don't know, DJ Mays must be listening because I just saw a LinkedIn update from him that said he's got a 25-year deal with the Spark Show. No, but in all seriousness, man, it has been a pleasure getting to know you guys more. Adam, any last words before Dizzy and I get back to the show already in progress?
Man, I do want to say for anybody out there that's going through anything right now, one of my favorite sayings, life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. Get out there and create something awesome. Make this next year just awesome. Badass year.
Dude, much respect. I know we'll see you guys at EBGD, LST. I want to keep all the acronyms going, but I can't think. The OLPs, the down one OPPs. But seriously, dude, have a great rest of your week, dude. We'll link up soon, Adam. And Dizzy, any last words for your compadre?
Thanks for all the years of awesomeness, and for the next 1,000 years of more awesomeness.
Dude.
Absolutely, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, Adam, have a good night bagging and tagging, brother.
Peace.
Dude, Dizzy, it's always great linking up with your brother. And I tell you what, man, he's a good dude. But you guys, the one thing I learned about Adam is, he gives a lot of love, man. He's like a family dude, and I can see you guys continuing to reign and do the stuff that you guys are doing for a long time.
Oh, 100%. Definitely, we're both family oriented, so everything that we try to do is always family oriented. And like you said that you missed this year's show, we knew you had family stuff going on. Completely cool. We understand. And we always try to stay positive, think positive, do positive.
Yep. Yeah, and what I've learned all the time is, when I used to be at shows hanging out with Severed and, there'll be hours of 2, 3. I mean, we even did it right up at you guys' show. Remember Mike Tyson showed up? Not the real one. But remember him?
Yes.
We've got to get a punching bag set up somewhere, dude, in case he comes back, right? But,
dude, he comes every year.
Dude, and I'm telling you, those things, like, I know the bars don't like them, those punching bags, because, someone always misses, they get liquored, and they hit someone. We got to see, he could knock Mike Tyson out. You know what I mean?
I think he could.
But I think back to those days of, I always thought, man, I got to be out here till 3 in the morning drinking and getting crazy and, the life of the party and all that. And, over the years, I kind of scale back a little bit, and then you realize, hey, the next guy, everybody's still having a good time, right? So that's what, for me, mentally, I've had to realize, look, I can't go to every show. I can't just keep going and going and going and doing and doing and doing. I got to balance more, right? So, I appreciate, when you guys say that, or, when a show promoter goes, hey, cool, man, I know you guys can't make it. I want to be there taking photos, and tagging you guys and hanging out and doing the corn toss deal and all that. But the good thing is, man, like I said, there's good people like you guys, and it's hey, no big deal. Let's get back into it. Boom, next year we're back in it like nothing happened.
Exactly.
Now, dude, I got one question for you, man. With Miggity Mike the Mayor out, I mean, could be for good. At this point, he's down to 0 tick marks, no call, no shows, about 10 sick days, of course, all unpaid. Are you ready? Would you be interested, in taking over and trying to answer the question this Mike, the Trivia with Mike, brought to you by AccuAir?
Oh, man. So if I get it right, do I get the tick marks?
At this point, I think we can officially take this. Hold on, I got this binder right here. This binder I just basically shredded it. Okay, it is gone. And I think you get the tick marks.
All right, I'm in then.
All right, so are you ready?
Now it's time to get serious.
Now, hey, listen, I got a question. Will you maybe throw a tick mark over to Glenn?
I'll give him a quarter of a tick mark.
Yeah, because Glenn's good people. How do the people find the Custom Scene podcast?
So you can find it on all your major streaming, so Spotify, Apple, Pandora. Just search the Custom Scene podcast, and you should be able to find it perfectly.
Yeah, and you guys have done some different things. You had the one where you're kind of jumping between vehicles and doing the on-road audio and things like that. I know it's not easy, but you guys are trying some things, getting out of your comfort zone and whatnot. So Glenn's real deal, repping Long Bed Mafia with Topper Gang. Right there is a straight mic drop. Good people. So are you. And I'm glad to see you guys, even yourself, really kind of just riding the wave, man. You guys are having a good time, so keep doing it.
Yeah, that's it. We're just having fun.
I love it. So, Dizzy, dude, listen, some guys are going to say this is a little tough one. We're kind of probably the same age. I mean, I think you got about 10 years on me or so, maybe 15. I'm 25, right? Because you're 38, right?
Yeah.
Okay, something like that.
Yeah, I wish I was 38.
I'm bad with math, but about 39 years ago, if my math is right, this TV show. Now, there's only going to be one little hint here, okay? But this TV show debuted, which ironically, it does tie in somehow to OLP. I'll give you one hint in a minute. September 19th, 1983. CBS, okay? I know that means nothing at this point because I didn't remember that. 758 episodes, and I can guarantee, Dizzy, Mike's not seen a one of them, dude. Okay? So from 1983 to 1986, it ran till, which I don't know the date, but they had 758 episodes. I don't know how. You have to name the
that's
TV.
Like 5 episodes a day.
Yeah, that's like OLP, in 2 years. No, I'm not that good. But so name that TV show. It was a TV game show. Now, the only thing I want to mention to you is the famous catchphrase for the show. It does tie into the podcast, and you have heard this jingle before on OLP, but I don't want to say how recently, because then people could go, well, it was, so I'm going to leave it at that. So I know some people are going, dude, you're fucking crazy, ODB, But 39 years ago, September 19th, 1983, this game show, and it ties into OLP.
So it's a 1983, and it has to do with the show?
Yeah, and
there's a jingle from it. Okay.
The jingle is used with OLP. And the ironic thing, the only other hint I'm going to give you is my mom loved this show when I was growing up. Not the one we're talking about. It's not $100,000 pyramid. Okay, it's not that one.
Okay, I never thought that at the young age of 38 to 45 that my grandmother watching TV midday would ever play into my life in the future.
No way.
And I'd hate to, let's see, how do I want to say this? I'd hate to press my luck and figure out if I can figure this out.
Shit.
I don't want to guess and get a whammy or anything, but I think the answer might be pressure luck.
No fucking way, dude. Dude, you remember?
If you wouldn't have told me if that the jingle had been on OLP, I probably would have never got it.
Dude, and I didn't want to give it away because remember that time you made, this is going back a couple years ago, I had sent you a screenshot and it was one, I think a guy had a cowboy hat on and you put Mike's face on it,
yeah.
Dude.
Yes.
Dude, now.
So I've got a fun fact for you. You want to double down and press your luck? See if you can handle OLP trivia?
See, this is what we need. Mike would never reverse the deal. And I'll, you know what? I'll go ahead and I'll double down. Now listen, if I miss it, I mean, dude, I still get a tick mark. I hope,
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, go ahead.
This is a fun fact. This is a fun fact that I happen to know just because I'm into graphic design. The graphic designer from Pressure Luck that designed the Whammy logo left the show, which may have ended Pressure Luck because he left to become a director and directed this 1985 cult classic that happens to star John Cusack.
Well, if you wouldn't have told me John Cusack, I might actually know
I'll give you one more clue. Just because I want you to get a tick mark, I'm going to give you one more clue.
Oh, dude, see?
If you don't get this, I want my $2.
Oh, better off dead. There's no way, dude.
There you go.
What do you... So okay, say this again. No, what's the deal?
So, the graphic designer who designed the Whammy logo.
Okay. The little stupid guy that made... Like, there was, like, the little different poses.
Yep. That guy. The Whammy guy. The graphic designer, his name is Steve Holland.
No, dude, I thought I knew some oddball shit.
I'm graphic designers. I just know random shit about graphic design stuff.
Yeah, so
but he left the show to become a director, and his first big movie was Better Off Dead.
Dude. Well, when you said 1985 cult classic, I go, dude, I'm dead in the water because I'm thinking Goonies, and I'm thinking Back to the Future, and, all that. There's so many good movies, of that era. And then when you said John Cusack, I was like, is he going to say, remember the one guy that would talk like Howard Cosell, and he would drive around in the car? I think he was like a Chinese dude or Japanese dude. But that's some of the memories I have from that. Yeah, but dude, the fun fact from that is we were selling, Mike was really giving me a hard time about, we had the plastic switchblades, the combs. We had them for sale at show, and Mike got embarrassed when someone at LST said, what the hell is this, a fucking flea market? I was like, yeah, man, give me $10. We got them right now. So
there's actually, if you're listening and what he's talking about, if you search my name, search Don Dizzy Davis on Airhead Nation and look in the videos, I was at After Dark and you're like, yo, Dizzy, stop, take a video.
Oh, yeah.
And I turned and looked and pulled up my phone, and you're like, I want my $2 as you're combing your hair.
Yes. Yeah, we had them for sale, man. That's kind of crazy, and that's the fun stuff you can learn on OLP, dude. The trivia with Don Dizzy Davis brought to you by our family at AccuAir. Visit AccuAir.com. You can get your feature vehicle if you have AccuAir on it. You can submit it there under the the lifestyle area. They've got shirts. Of course, they've got plug-and-play applications for your air suspension needs. Dude, that was fun, man.
Yeah, definitely. Not only did I answer the question in a timely manner, but I came back with some knowledge for you. Just I felt like I gave it to you a little bit, but I didn't want you to lose a tick mark.
Yeah, because I got a streak. I haven't lost a tick mark in 7 years. I mean, I hate to lose one. But no, that was cool, man. It's the crazy little facts like that just keep me going, man. I love it. But dude, the scene update. So we don't have a lot to share this week. We talked a little bit about the Spark Show, but dude, so I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Trucks and Cheeseburgers this past weekend. A lot of guys had a good time. I saw some photos. John, big shout out to him for doing that down south. His RA guys came together and his fam. They had a good time. I didn't make it this year. I think Lifted Truck Nationals, that was over with Tank and those guys here, and I think Tank, Goat, and Rigo. I think those guys are the ones that teamed up for it. They did that up. But you guys had the show up there, right? Robbie had the show.
Yeah, Robbie did his first annual Static Nats in Rogersville, Tennessee. He pulled, I think it was like 143 regs.
Nice.
Friday night was a blast. Like, it was like old school, just hanging out with all your friends. My man brought out the bikini contest, followed up by the wonderful dad bod contest, which I'd like to say somehow I got talked in. Me and Favre from LCD got talked into it. And we happened to draw a bigger crowd than the ladies did. And I just want to say someone brought home some money because of his wonderful dad bod. It might be me. It may not be.
That's cool, man.
Then Saturday, like we all hung out in the parking lot pimping Friday night, had a blast. Came back to the show Saturday. A little bit of rain in the morning. I think it hurt his attendance just a little bit, but still filled up the show field. 150 to 175 vehicles. And great job to Robbie and his crew of Static Nats, and looking forward to helping them come up with some great ideas for 2023, because he said he's already bringing it back.
Good. Yeah, I'd like to link up with them going into next year. I didn't get a chance this year. Robbie Williams, great dude. The thing that I saw was a lot of good vibe, a lot of positivity, a lot of good posts out of that show. He's repping Bonsai, right? And, he's out there doing the damn thing, pulling the scene together. But here's the question I wanted to ask him, and I think you'll be able to answer this. Okay, so Static Nationals, right? What does that actually mean? Because, I mean, it's not a trick question, but I want people to know that, it's open to more than what maybe they think. So Static Nationals, was he talking
100%.
about static like packing heat? Like, hey, man, dude, we got some static, man? Or was he talking something else?
Where the name came from, Robbie was always wanting to throw a show. So we're talking about DJ Mays earlier. We're all hanging out at over on Twitch with DJ Mays at twitchtv.com. And we were joking about doing a static show, and it went on for a little bit. Me doing my graphic stuff, having fun. I made a fake flyer. Robbie grabbed that fake flyer, turned it into the realest thing that you could possibly do. And they were like, buddy, I love that you want to do static trucks. I love it. But you're not going to get enough. And so Robbie opened it up. So it's open to it's a completely open show. But they catered to the static life. So you had best static truck, best static car, best of show. And then they had like best adjustable truck. So Robbie did a great job of carrying the name of Static Nats, but catering to everybody else.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I think the main thing I really wanted to reinforce what you did is that it technically wasn't just a static drop minis or cars, right? It was like, dude, if you were bagged, you were welcome, right? Because, I mean, who would in their right mind have a show and turn people away?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And we were accepting, I was there. I wasn't part of the show. I helped a little bit, but Robbie was accepting everybody in there. For some reason, since he made the trip, Scotty the Body showed up with the Maverick, and it's not even static. And for some reason, Robbie let him in there, but
yeah. I mean, because let's be honest, Scotty the Body, he's walking around with his chest poked out, right, swinging his arms like a Kid Rock meme. Okay, he'll sometimes take his shirt off, and I said, dude, I'm out, bro. Like Kid Rock the meme's funny, but like, dude. And he's walking around swinging his arms. He's in NC now. He's hot shit. He's got like 4 or 5 vehicles. His girl's got a vehicle, a tracker. So I'm like, dude, slow down, I mean, your reign on top might be short like leprechauns, like Biggie said. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, all seriousness, dude, Scotty the Body, that's great, dude. He's out there running hard, man. Going to these shows, representing, and he's a member of NC Florida. So, he's out there hustling.
Yeah, we mentioned with Scotty, but we had a blast hanging out with Scotty and Lee that they came up from Florida. We had a blast hanging out with them all weekend. So keep doing your thing, Scotty.
Yeah, Static Nationals, just how it sounds, 2023. Be on the lookout for it. Great people. That's what we want to highlight in the scene. And those are the scene updates for this week. Scene updates brought to you by Garage Gear Clothing. You can go to garagegearclothing.com, and it's free shipping. Think about for the holidays. They got the full sizes, the kids, the ladies, all of that stuff on lock. They even have some classic cars, a little bit different than what we've seen from other brands. They've got a good mix. It's garagegearclothing.com. Okay, listen, we got a couple more things. We're going to wind it down, but key show updates. So, one thing that, Dizzy, that I appreciate having you on is, I sometimes, I go on Facebook a few minutes, I see my few things, but I know that I'm not getting the full, cross-pollination of all these other guys, some that I know well, some I don't. What are some of the other shows? I know Dropped and Destroyed just happened, so I forgot to mention that one, the last segment. That was cool. I saw a lot of good people out there. Pebble Pushers is coming up. But what are some things maybe that I haven't talked about? I mean, there's got to be some on your mind that you're thinking of.
Well, like Tripp brought up, just because Hammer Weekend is associated with it, you got Sparks in the Ozarks up there in the Midwest. And the same weekend out here at Maggie Valley is another new show, Showdown in the Valley. They're trying to capitalize after the fall show, and they're bringing trucks out there in the fall again. Both of those are the weekend of October, I think it's 7th and 8th. So if you can't make it to the Midwest, you can make it out here to the East Coast, to Maggie Valley, and support those guys. They're both on Facebook, so hit them up, find out details through there. And then the following weekend of October 15th, our boy LCD and his gang is out there supporting Mike Burton and the Kentucky State Troopers. They're doing their one-day show of Cruising with Cruisers, and that's in Whitesburg, Kentucky. Excellent. So all that is to support like Shop for a Cop and stuff like that with those guys. So I'm excited to watch that one.
Yep, and Hank, is my understanding, he won't be wearing gang colors at that one, right?
I think we're going to lock Hank up and not let him go with the amount of police force that's there.
Yeah, because
we're a little nervous what he might do.
Yeah, there was some rumor. I'm not even a big gamer now, but the new GTA had leaked or they had a data breach. But Hank, I think I've heard some rumors that he was involved. And remember when the first GTA, not the first one, like the first one and second one came out, nobody knew what it was. But like remember when like GTA 3 maybe came out or whatever it was, and it was like the big one, like where people were like, oh, you can run people over in cars and stuff in video game world.
That is. I think you say that I know this, but it is GTA Liberty City.
Yeah, Liberty City. So, like, Hank was, apparently kind of, they storyboarded his life, and these different upbringings that he's had, and I think he's still fighting that case, ain't he?
I think so. I think they settled, and the new GTA 6, he's gonna have like a small role in it.
Right. Yeah, like a voiceover or something.
Yeah, basically.
And his voice has been kind of hoarse, though. So it'll be his luck that they'll say, "Hey, come record the voice deal," and it'll be the day that he lost his voice, and won't it?
That we could only hope.
We could only hope. Yeah. Yeah, and if we're missing your show and you're a show promoter and you're like, "Hey, man, listen, we open the floodgates. Send us an email, ourlifestylepodcast@gmail.com. I try to read as many as I can. It's easier, a little bit easier that way. I haven't spent the time to go back and do the 2022 or 2023 dates yet on the calendar. So ourlifestylepodcast.com on the left, you can click on the official show calendar, tap on that, and then tap here. You can subscribe to our calendar, and I'll add all the shows. I got to do that soon, just because I know people are going to start planning, and I got to get that done. But the key show updates brought to you by our family at the West Coast Influence. Visit West Coast Influence, or visit minitruckfilm.com. You can buy the Blu-ray or DVD of that documentary-style film. It's the West Coast Influence, minitruckfilm.com. So listen, the podcast updates, dude. We had our, you know how excited you get whenever you have a pre-sale, and you have people come and support you, and then Graphic Disorder, you got that couple wait about 2.5, 3 weeks, right? And then you get the email that the stuff is shipped, or you get word from Adam, hey, it's coming our way. Adam, obviously, they're doing all his stuff we heard earlier, but we got the update that our stuff from Graphic Disorder is going to be here on Saturday. So hopefully, if Mike and Shannon, if they're still a no call, no show, I might have to drive down there and confiscate the paraphernalia.
Well, if he's going to no call, no show, I might have to. Graphic Disorder's right here by me, so I can just go pick up your stuff. I can ship it.
Meet me halfway.
And then when I go down to EBGDBBDB, go down there, and then I'll just sneak to their house while they're running the show, and I'll confiscate the rest of the merch.
Right. Yeah, because he's going to try to swerve a deal. And,
right?
He keeps talking about Eastbound Get Down show, like January 13th to the 15th, 2023, Destination Daytona Complex. I'm like, big deal. But, the one thing I got a tip of the cap to, they used Daryl Poe's truck on one of the social media posts.
The promo flyers, yeah.
Right, and that photo was taken by Brandon Burrell Images at the Spark Show.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't have known that unless I was there, right?
Exactly.
Dude.
You were there. You got to catch that whole thing. And I believe you did a full interview with Daryl Poe that day.
Yeah, we did, and we got a chance to see it, and Brandon Burrell did an amazing job on shout out to Brandon. He's a good dude. I gotta link up with him here soon and touch base. Not a lot of other updates. I will say that if all goes well, mid or early to midweek, you'll get the shipping number if you've purchased. If you go to ourlifestylepodcast.com, you can buy the new Mini Truck Inspired shirt, which was the original Mini Truckin' magazine shirt. You can buy those. There's a couple of colors. Whatever's there is all that's going to be produced. ourlifestylepodcast.com. The podcast update's brought to you by our family at, do you know this show, Southeast Mini Truckin' Nationals, next April, Maggie Valley, North Carolina?
Yeah, it's a little show. I think they'll do okay this year, but what might be the best show, not only in the eastern United States, but the entire United States for mini trucking.
Yeah, and check I can't argue with that. Here's the other cool thing. It's the 29th annual, April 21st to the 23rd. But do you know, I've got to get my ducks in a row for next week, okay? So when this episode, Dizzy's going to drop on Friday the 23rd. A week later is September 30th. Do you know what happens on 10/1/22?
Well, seeing that Jason Bell has picked up Dizzy Designs to help with his social media stuff, I think I'm going to have to go with that the application process opens up for Southeast Mini Trucking Next.
Dude, I love it, and I thought you were going to say pre-registration, but you're so on point with Don Dizzy Davis, umbrella, that it's now called the application process. Good stuff.
Yes, sir.
And here's the cool thing. When people go, and I want to talk to Jay Bell soon about this, when people not pre-register, when they do the application process, that's going to bring in all these applications, right? And then they're going to be able to go through in the coming, 2-3 weeks and sift through those. And, we'll kind of get inside his mind a little bit on why they did that. But I just want to give a little hint out, and we've heard this last year. There were more than 700 vehicles in that show field, right? So we'll leave a little bit of a cliffhanger, but that's pretty awesome, though, right? That they've continued to listen to feedback from the fans, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, Jason's always has an open ear. So if you think that you have a better way of doing something, voice your opinion. It may work, it may not. But I mean, that crew has done everything that they possibly could to make that show as good as they can. And I don't know what else to say. The show is amazing. Last year, they brought all of us vendors to the side field, which opened up more for trucks. And so make sure that on October 1st, you get your application in. You don't want to miss it. And if you don't make it with your application, like I will always say this, come to the show. Because there is a show outside of the show that is amazing.
Yeah, there's going to be a few things that we'll share possibly as early as next week. I'm waiting on a couple of things that will tie into the show. But like Dizzy, you can't, overstate that. I mean, to me, you can come into that show, you can come in as a spectator, you can enjoy, you can sit down with someone's camp, you can go sit by the stage, you can do whatever you want to do, go back to the hotel, but I'm telling you, the cruising aspect of it is like the free aspect of the show. And you cannot overstate just how much fun that is. And hopefully we got a couple things, some ideas in the works. We got to run by Jay Bell. There's already one that's been approved by him that is going to be forthcoming very soon that I think is going to bring like a lot of people to the show, even more so than in the past. And I'm just super excited for it. It's on Instagram. It's Mini Truckin' Nats. Of course, same. You can search on Facebook for the event page. And Dizzy, I mean, it's going to be off the hook.
Mini Nats is always off the hook.
Oh, yeah. Now, listen, you hinted at something really quick. If a show promoter's out there, right, and they're very busy, they've got their normal job, they've got their other businesses or whatnot, can they link up with you to, like, get graphics, or what are some of the things that you're offering, kind of your elevator pitch?
Oh, 100%. So if you're a promoter, hit me up, Don Dizzy Davis, or the Dizzy Duck on Instagram, or you can even find my business page, which is Dizzy Designs, and that is on both Facebook and Instagram. Basically, what I do for you is make your social media lighter for you, and I take on the burden. Not that expensive. I do what is called a backer that will have your show name, your dates, your location, and then that way you can advertise all of your vendors individually, highlight your vendor while still highlighting the name of your show, the dates, and everything. And then for just random, any type of design that you want to put on social media, you can hit me up. I can build it for you, which in turn gets you seen instead of just a standard post with a normal picture. So hit me up if you want to be seen. And then to give you an idea so everything that you see from Battle in Bama to Grand Finale, Eastbound Get Down, Southern Tradition, Spark Show, starting this year, Southeast Mini Truckin' Nats, Showdown in the Valley, Static Nats, I already said Static Nats, but all those shows, those all use me to make their images and get their name out there. So if you need help with that stuff, hit me up.
Yeah, it's Don Davis on Facebook. Instagram as well. It goes down in the DM sometimes, doesn't it?
Oh, 100% goes down in the DMs.
Yeah, just don't
90% of my stuff is down in the DMs.
Yeah, just don't let, her hear or anything. You know what I mean?
No.
Okay. Okay, I'll edit that out,
We keep it legal.
Legal, not illegal. Yeah, Mini Nats, shout out to them. Again, I think there's going to be some cool stuff that'll be shared that'll just, further enhance. I mean, they've just continued to come up with new ideas and different things, but I'm telling you what, you can float in the town. I mean, dude, to me, you got to be there on Thursday now, man. Like, we floated in last year on Thursday. We're set up. We're ready to rock and roll for Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Unfortunately, some of us got to be back Monday, so we got to peel out of town and, do the damn thing. Shout out to
Oh,
Southeast
100%.
Mini
It's easy for me because I know I got that long drive of like an hour and 10 minutes, but I roll in Wednesday evening. I roll in Wednesday evening. Then we set up the trailer early morning, Thursday, enjoy the entire day. I don't know. You were running around there Thursday, halfway through the day Thursday. I thought it was Friday.
Dude, I had a sunburn on Thursday.
Shit, there's so many things up here.
I thought in the mountains you couldn't get a sunburn. I mean, I had a thumb burn and a sunburn, and I was like, dude. So, but
and then if you're there early, you get random catches of all the podcast guys hanging out on the stage, just chit chatting at night, answering questions. You never know what's going to go down on a Thursday night at Maggie Valley.
Yeah, and if somehow Mike crawls back into the catbird seat, I mean, I'm not saying he will, but just whatever you do, because you know what? I mean, if Mike did happen to listen to this, I do appreciate the fact he drives the shows. I mean, I got to give him some credit, right, Dizzy? Like, when Mike gets us there early, and I don't know what's going to happen next year, I would ask people don't feed him any mango deals, because, like, I don't want to take him to Burger King, like, at 2 in the morning, and you know as well as I do, stuff shuts down early there, dude. You know what I mean? So good luck trying to find a Taco Hell or, French fries and mouse burger somewhere.
Everything closes down early in Maggie Valley. Yeah, you can't get wild and be like, I want to go get some food, because you're going to drive 30 minutes to go get food.
Oh, yeah. Last but not least, the Airhead Nation updates. I only got one. I want to see if Dizzy has anything he wants to share. But Mark Zitzer, I got to get Mark on sometime. He's a hardcore mini trucker, always working on stuff. He posted the other day 2 of 4 from 1989. He is working on his mini trucking magazine collection, and he posted the Winter 89 with the Nissan Hardbody Ain't No Joke, which is on the tag, the wed wheels, and of course, kind of the Zach Morris kind of look, and then the hot chick. What's cool about that episode is we told recently the story with Alan Paradise, who he's the one that went out and sanctioned the original mini trucking logo, not on issue 1, but issue 2 and further on. In that issue that he posted has that original logo that Alan Paradise talked about recently. So if you're new, go back, don't stop here, go back and start listening to the old ones just one at a time, chip away, and I can guarantee you're going to like those. But Dizzy, I know whether it's your wife or your kids, any shout-outs you want to give or Airhead Nation updates?
Shout out to my son, taking the big step into marriage. You fool, but hey, congrats, and I know you listen to this, so congrats to you and Emma, your soon-to-be wife. And then thanks to my wife for always supporting me. We just passed our 20th anniversary on August 31st, and she's always had my back.
Congrats.
As far as the Airhead, hey, Airhead Nation, keep doing what you're doing. It's always fun to go in that group and check it out.
Yep, and there's a lot of good people that like the Jason Bells, the Jason Barbaglias, the Adam and Dizzy's. There's just so many good guys that we're all trying to help each other out and continue the scene as much as we love it. And I can't thank everyone enough for all the love that they show us, including you, Dizzy. So I appreciate that, and I wish you guys the success. I do want to thank Graphics Mafia, GRAPHIX, graphics with an X, mafia.com. If you need reprint of stickers, maybe you've got an old windshield banner, maybe you want to do something for your girl or whatnot, or add your handle like your Instagram or something like your what do I call it, TikTok and all that stuff. I don't even know about all that. I'm getting old. Check out Graphics Mafia. You can Facebook them, Instagram them. They're also on TikTok, I think. Graphics Mafia, hit up Buddy or Ryan. And they have printed a lot of stuff for you as well, right, Dizzy?
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, I have to shout out Buddy and Ryan. With, recently, Showdown in the Valley, they've handled, I'm going to go with over 1,500 stickers to maybe 2,000 within the past couple weeks for me. And anything that I need printed on a sticker base, Graphics Mafia is who I hit up. Great to deal with. Buddy's just amazing. Even though, I don't know if you guys got to see, he busted his head, and I think he broke half his machines. He's getting them all back up and going.
I didn't see that.
Just kidding, Buddy.
Yeah.
I had to give him shit.
Yeah.
he fell and busted his head, and for some reason he posted the video up too.
Yeah, he busted his ass.
No, but they're great.
Drinking.
Yeah.
Boozing.
Buddy and Ryan, Graphics Mafia, the best company to deal with when it comes to your sticker needs. I use them for all my stickers. And
they'll traffic them across state lines, to shows. And I said, dude, you got to watch this, man. There's
been times, and I can't say that it's the norm, like send in my order through graphicsmafia.com, hit up Buddy, and I'm like, hey, man, just letting you know, sent you this order. Let me know when you can get it done. And then there's a knock on my door, and the mailman's there like, hey, Buddy sent me this. Told me to bring this to you.
Hey, Buddy.
They're one of the fastest in the business.
Yep. They 3D print them in the mail somehow, dude. Like,
it's amazing how they handle that.
Is it David Blaine or is it Chris Angel deal? Like a magician. They're magicians, aren't they? Or is that?
Yeah.
Did you ever see Chris Angel? He's the weird one that goes, I want to do a demonstration. I mean, imagine if he said that to me, I'd be like, dude, I'm out, bro. Like, you ain't demoing anything to me. But in all seriousness, listen, I just saw Ice-T had posted this, and I'm glad he tweeted this out. Love following Ice-T. Hurricane Fiona made landfall. I know Dominican, I know Puerto Rico. They just got devastated. I saw a video last night of just some crazy water just literally just pushing a bridge out of the way, a metal bridge. So all the people that are in these storm paths, and I know, it's just some crazy times, and I just wish everyone well, and hopefully everyone survives these crazy storms. Take heed is what I always tell people, man. I've lived in Florida my whole life, and there's a lot of them we haven't had to evacuate for. But I'm telling you, man, it ain't worth risking your life to weather a storm. So if it's one you got to get out of the way, dude, ODB approves this message. Get out of the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely get out of the way.
Well, dude, that's a wrap. I mean, anything last maybe that we didn't cover that people were going to be mother effing us because we didn't?
I don't think so. Let me look at. I went professional and wrote some notes down here,
dude. Bro, see, I mean, you're already grass passing Mike, dude. When's the last time you grass pass someone? Just on like a regular day. I mean, that's when you're a badass, Dizzy.
I try to do it every single day.
I'm telling you, I'm not making this up.
It just happened to be that Mike was the victim today.
Dude, I love hearing it. My life changed as a kid. I probably was like 4 or 5 years old. I can tell you right where I was at. It was a 2-lane road. Now it's like a 6-lane deal. We were grass passed by some guys that robbed a bank. And I said, holy shit, the cops came by. I thought I was in Dukes of Hazzard deal. And it changed my life forever. And I said, dude, I want to live life just grass passing people. Like, I want to keep it legal. I mean, I don't want to get anybody hurt. But if you can just keep on. And it's not that you're trying to beat them, right, Dizzy? For me, it's just a smile on your face when, dude, it's Friday and you're just fucking getting crazy. Now, I wouldn't suggest anybody try to grass pass someone, right? Because, I mean, you could get hurt. I mean, ditches are no joke.
Hey, I'm not telling anybody how they live their lives. They do what they want.
Right.
But in the famous words of ODB, all gas and no gas and no brakes, dog.
Yeah, I love it. Listen, we appreciate everyone.
Crash the car, then pump the brakes.
I love it. I appreciate everyone. Stay tuned to OLP, Our Lifestyle Podcast, Lincoln Addict as well. I'll be out in California. I'm going to be doing some pop culture stuff. I figured out one thing that's going to blow people's minds. I don't want to talk about it until I actually get the shots that I need in terms of photos. That's going to be cool. I would say check out Mini Trucker Colt, Custom Scene Podcast, LM's Lowest Common Denominator Podcast, Future Mini Trucker Podcast, and I'm probably missing one, but I think those are the 4 that always come to mind. And then Frank, The Drop.
Yeah, The Drop.
The Drop, so the 5. So check them out. Dizzy, dude, I appreciate your time tonight. And, man, listen, have a good rest of the week. And then, if you do hear anything from Mike, just, maybe send me a text and let me know what's going on.
I'll let you know when he decides to turn in his resignation after hearing how well I covered his position on this one.
Yeah, and I'll make sure that, that I think I accidentally hit record at the beginning. I'll delete all that, okay, man? Because, I mean, we don't.
What? You recorded all that?
Oh, no. I was saying, dude, my buddy's got a cool recorder he just let me borrow.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't do that to you, man. All right, Don Dizzy Davis, hit him up if you need some light design work for your show. stay on the rise, and we'll hit you guys, Lord willing, next week with 308. We got a lot of show left in us for the rest of the year. Peace out, Dizzy.
Catchphrase. Peace.
Yo, Dizzy. Hey, man, I know you got to roll, but I got an important call coming in, so I'll hit you next time, man. Dude, Ron, you called at the right time, bro. You had the same bat time, same bat channel. How you doing?
Good, man. You're probably looking to get rid of somebody on the other line, huh?
Yeah, dude, it was, do you, I mean, I can edit this part out, but I mean, you know those guys like Dizzy. He goes by Dizzy is his nickname, and Adam. I was fucking talking with them earlier and stuff, you know?
Oh, yeah, those guys adopted Hank not long ago.
Yeah, they apparently, I guess Adam had some sort of benefits at work for adoptions and stuff like that. So I guess it's one of the first times I've heard. I mean, one of my buddies, you know, he's kind of never grown up, but Hank, I guess he maybe was like the first adult that I know of that was adopted.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be. I don't know any other way around it.
Dude, I wanted to check in with you, man. It was cool because we're keeping it hammered. We're staying hammered on this episode. And we talked to the big homies, and, you know, I said, hey, it wouldn't be right if I didn't reach out and say, yo, give us a ring. And, man, we just wanted to say congratulations on the big news. And I tell you what, Adam and Dizzy, especially Adam, man, he really laid it on that they appreciate all the stuff that you've done over the course of time. And they're so honored to kind of carry on the tradition of HDWW, as I call it. Of course, Hammered Weekend Wear. But I just want to say tip of the cap to you, man, because it's a great brand. We love it, and we know you're always going to be connected.
Oh, yeah. Adam's doing a killer job. Dizzy's, right there to support them. They got a huge support there in Tennessee and in a central location. So, I mean, it was a no-brainer when the torch needed to be passed. So I couldn't be happier with those guys and what they're doing. And after it was started from basically nothing, to see it come to this point in its existence is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was great. If you think about all the years ago, I mean, we don't have to go down all the whole bunny trail, but I tell you what, man, I remember getting a chance to meet you. You've always supported us. I tell you what, I got a chance thanks to you and all the RA guys up in the Pacific Northwest to come out to relax in the Northwest, the Awakening, and all the many miles that you kind of traveled. And it's kind of cool that you can kind of go out and, you know, now at this point, you've got other things going on, you know, some builds, the homies, you get a chance to actually do some of the other stuff that you haven't had an opportunity to do. And we're excited for you, man. Yeah.
It's really nice to be able to have the time and energy to, you know, get back to the grassroots of mini trucking and doing it like you said, that's Coma that I'm working on. It's it'll be a long winter, but that'll give me a good push on it.
Yeah, real deal. So, you know, I don't want to keep laying on all the sappiness, but I tell you what I thought was cool, Ron, is you had recently announced, keep me honest, about the Ram coming back, the extensive build that you had a few years ago, and how ironic was it that it pops up in my phone that about 3 years ago you had your hands on it. You kind of moved and shuffled, did some horse trading, kind of moved some stuff around for some bigger things that you had going on. And now the Ram, I forget the name, Aquafresh?
Yeah, that's kind of what I dubbed it, but yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, but it's back in, you know, the hands of Riggity Ron Perkins, and that's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, it is. It basically, you know, when everything went down, I ended up selling it to buy that dually to go on the tour. And then, you know, everybody knows what happened on the tour with the issues of buying a brand new truck and not being very reliable. And then, of course, you know, after the tour was all done and everything, sold the truck to a guy here locally, and actually made off pretty good on it. So there was enough left over. I kept getting tagged in the Dodge Post that it was for sale. Guy was asking crazy money, and we finally came to a deal that was reasonable. I mean, I paid more for it, and it has more miles on it, but it's back here. So I mean, I guess that's all that's important. Got it back home here. Did some tweaks to it because it was kind of neglected for a couple of years, and it's back to being a daily driver now. So it's all good in the hood.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I hate to bring this story up, but you know, this morning when I woke up on Twitter, there was a story about I-75 down here by us. I mean, you traveled it many years, and there was a bunch of Coors Lights, literally a truck kind of derailed, and there was literally Coors Lights all over the interstate. And I remember that time that Hank was kind of trying to get the guy to do the over-the-top deal and kind of, pulling his hand down, trying to get the guy to do the horn deal on the semi, and it derailed. And Hank always told me, hey, man, there's a lot of liquor that you can get if you can get someone to kind of get sideways. So when I woke up today, I said, Hank is probably out there on the roads and the semis,
Oh, yeah. That's got Hank Florida Man written all over it.
That's good times. What's cool? I remember, it might have been, I want to give a shout out to Mach 1 Media. I believe it was them. Was it the Mach 1 guys that shot Aqua Fresh when it was in Street Trucks a few years ago, I think? Wasn't it with the autumn leaves and stuff?
Yeah, that's when Lenny had owned it in New York, Lenny from Acrophobia.
Yep.
They featured it for the second time. It was called King of Queens because Lenny lived there in Queens. So that was actually the second time, and it was featured like right after it was first built. So that was pretty cool. I don't think I could be wrong, but I don't think it was Street Trucks, but it could have been Street Trucks twice.
Yeah, it may have been. And yeah, it's such a cool truck because, as many truckers navigated to the full sizes and the crew cabs and all that, we could almost do a whole episode on it where the regular cab trucks don't get as much love these days because, everybody's like this, that. But to me, when I see a full-size Chevy or a Ram or a Ford and you see a regular cab, you kind of go, man, that looks good, So I always love seeing it. And were you able to participate? I'm trying to think back on social media. There's Cruise to the Pines, which they're going to be doing October 1st. That was the one that was, extended out time-wise. Yeah, rescheduled, thank you. And then there was the Cruise to the Pines in Pacific Northwest. You got a chance to gallivant on that one this year, right?
Yeah. Me and Mini Garage Jeff mobbed up there, and it's probably 250 miles from here. We went up there. We had an RV that we camped out in, and took the truck on the cruise. I think we did 350 miles that day in the Ram, and no issues. Tore up some pavement and came back and camped. So it was all good.
Yeah, good time. Shout out to Cruise of the Pines, Pacific Northwest, and of course Mini Garage Jeff. I know. There was something he had told me, was it the guy that edited a lot of the videos, something maybe had happened? And, I know Jeff's trying to kind of still keep everything going, and we appreciate what he does.
Yeah. Unfortunately, a good friend of ours, Adam, had passed away a while ago, and he was one of the original editors of the thing, and Jeff's kind of kept it going on his own.
Yeah, so all the listeners, Mini Garage on YouTube, check it out if you're a mini truck fan. Of course, Jeff, Geoff, our big homie, he's on Instagram as well. And I did text with Jeff the other day, so tip of the cap to him. I know he's been smuggling parts and just literally acquiring new stuff and trying to kind of grow his small business. So I would tell people if you got a Mazda or some other type of mini trucks, hit him up because he's always looking to move some parts. But Ashley, we know, I always get confused because I know her born day is, you reminded me, is around LST, one of our favorite shows. Your born day is getting ready to come up, dude, right? And I know this time of year you start to kind of get excited, right? For us in Florida, we're thinking, hey, the weather change and whatnot. What are you most excited about, Ron, as you kind of move into the end of the year here?
Well, I don't know. It was pretty crazy here in Oregon. That it was a rather warm year. Last year when I was on tour, I left after Super Bowl and I got home just before Thanksgiving. Yeah, just before Thanksgiving. So it was summer like all year long. And then when we got a long summer this year, it was crazy. I was just watching the news yesterday. They said the last time that Oregon had no measurable rain before October was 91.
Dude.
And so that's how you know that it's been a crazy summer, but which just means that it's going to rain and snow its balls off. So that's good for the mountain and, good for snowboarding and all that shit. So
yeah, shit's crazy when ODB's going, yeah, it hasn't really rained a lot since before the Chronic came out. And people are like, wait, what? I would love to be a newscaster and trying to like bake in some hip hop, but I think that they'd probably wrestle me to the ground the first week and have me, fired. But maybe I could get some benefits out of it. I don't know.
Ron Burgundy did it. So,
how are things going? You kind of transition back. I hate to say, like, kind of civilian life, right? I mean, you've been the mini trucker life, running hard with Hank and trying to kind of keep him composed, and you're on the road a lot. Does it kind of feel good, right? I know some of the listeners out there got to say, man, he was all over the country. You were driving from like Tampa back to Oregon just to check in with the family like it was like nothing. But does it kind of feel a little bit of relief, being able to just get up, go to work, watch some football on the weekends and all that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is. I was talking to the homie from Boise the other night, and saying like people don't understand the back end of everything, to where they see it show and that's it. But like the fact that I would line up places for my trailer to park, and then I would park the truck at the airport. I'd fly from Atlanta back home just so I could hang out for a week, and then fly back when I had an off week. Like just the behind the scenes stuff was a full-time job. So then you throw in the t-shirts and the inventory and the shows, and you got to be here on this certain day, and breakdowns and all the BS. It's definitely a huge stress relief. But after I knew that Adam had a good hold on it, and we made the announcement, then it was all downhill from there. So, but yeah, back to your question, it is a relief, and it's just getting up, doing the 9 to 5, being a regular dude, waiting for your paycheck to hit your bank so you can go buy some more truck parts. I mean, that's totally the way that it is. I mean, before you called me, I was eating some top ramen that I got with my food stamps. So,
yeah, man. Well, it sounds like you got a new shirt in the works, man, with that little slogan. But I tell you what, it's cool. I got to give you a lot of credit. You spent some time down at my place, and I always appreciated you coming by. And I look at the trailer and what you've been able to kind of put together. I mean, this amazing rig, and now with Adam kind of leading it and Dizzy helping him so much. What Adam had joked about a little bit earlier when I was chatting with him is he goes, man, you kind of don't realize the amount of time that like a setup on a rig like that. And I wanted to kind of come up with an idea somehow that he could, get some of those old stopwatches that our coaches had when we were in middle school, and time Dizzy and Hank and some of these guys going, hey, man, get it together a little bit quicker. Kind of like Rad, he was trying to throw all the paper and time and, get his time down.
Oh, yeah.
But it is a big undertaking. And, again, like I said, I know it's got to be a little bit of a relief, so it's good to hear that.
Yeah. You time them with the stopwatch, folding bag and shirt.
Yeah.
Another behind the scene things that most people don't think about, that you don't get paid for, that, has to get done before this shirt can go in the locker. So, you're traveling all over the country, and you don't want them to get filthy and dirty and whatnot. So there's only one way around it.
Yeah, and I don't want to keep naming them, but dry snitch on them, but there's zigzag papers and kind of different aromas and smells and stuff. You don't want all that in the customer stuff, No, so
especially with the trailer being in Oregon, where it's legal and everything.
Right, and you see how I don't want to dry snitch out, so I couldn't mention his name, but I think they know who we're talking about. But I did want to mention this. I did talk with Dizzy and Adam earlier about, I tell you what, the tip of the cap to the Stay Hammered shirt, the peace sign, the puppy. Talk to us about the feeling that you had kind of when you see that with the white caps in the back.
Yeah, no, it was just everything came. I mean, even like I gave Adam the idea, and I said, hey, when the like final design that I want to be, have a say in is going to be my farewell design. So, we'll use the Dodge. And originally it was like it would be dragging down like through the desert off into the sunset. And then he kind of banked it off of Eric and Graphic Disorder. And they kind of did their own thing. And I said, hey, regardless what happens, I need to have my Yorkie puppy in the passenger seat and me throwing a peace sign out the window. And then so when I got the artwork, I noticed Mount Hood was in the background, Pacific Northwest tie-in where we snowboard at. And then just dragging the Dodge down the highway with the peace sign. And then there was the old school Hammered logo that they used.
Yeah.
So they used the very first Hammered logo, so it was a throwback there too. And then, my buddy Mike here, you met Mike when you were up here. Yeah, he's like, well, they should have tattooed his arm. And I'm like, you're going way too far.
Dude, it's like, come on, man. I mean, we do have a budget here, Mike. I mean, I know your 6 tray shirt was awesome, but come on, man.
Exactly.
No, that's cool stuff. When you think about, if you cut a promo for Graphic Disorder and you think about how they've helped so many of us, right? They helped your business grow, and that's obviously transitioned. They've helped us by leaps and bounds. I mean, even the Spark Show, we talked to them earlier, and I always gave them kudos because, again, it's not it's not a diss to any one particular. I mean, there's tons of businesses out there, and that's the good thing about the world. You know, some guys work well with others and whatnot, but I tell you what, if we just keep it on point, and we think about what Graphic Disorder has done for Hammered Weekend Wear, OLP, and so many other brands. Dude, Eric, you mentioned, you name dropped him earlier, you know, Brandt and Shelley for kind of just, you know, leading that awesome business to where they have. I mean, we couldn't be where we are without guys like that and ladies like Shelley.
Right. Yeah. And it just, to go the extra mile that they're actually like car enthusiasts like we are, there's stuff that they pick up that your average printer wouldn't pick up on, that they bailed me out of, off the top of my head, 3 mistakes that I can think of for off the top of my head. And once it's printed, like, you're done. So,
Yep.
Yeah, just having that is helpful as well.
Yeah, a little promo there. Again, Graphic Disorder, if you need artwork for your show or your business, hit them up. Amazing, crazy, insane lead times. You got to pay in advance. And that's one thing we talked about with Dizzy and Adam earlier, Ron. You had this crazy regimen that you started years ago, and it's kind of like 2 every 2 months. And you start thinking about the planning and plotting, like what you said earlier, some of the behind-the-scenes things that folks don't know. You know, I'm amazed sometimes. I hit up Brand, I'm like, yo, man, we need another one. And he goes, yo, we're booking. And then when he says the time frame, I'm going, dude, like, God, man, like, this is insane. But it's good for them because it shows their workload. It shows how many people are jumping on board. And but again, tip of the cap to you for what you've done. And they said they are going to keep that going. They're going to, I think, keep that subscription going, they said. So I think there's some cool things, and it's got to be a good feeling knowing that regiment that you started.
Yeah. It had to be streamlined some way, and when it started, it just kind of fell into place. The 2 every 2 for 12 a year, and then of course on the back end we had to get hooked up with Brandt, so then we had to, you know, get put on the schedule for a year in advance. So then. When it was time to draw our art, the next month we were releasing a shirt, and then the next month they draw again, and then the next month. So it just, you know, it offsets each other, and it's a well-oiled machine. So if it just, you know, keeps going, then sky's the limit.
Yeah, and I got to say, you know, Dangerous Waters, one of my favorite ones, but I tell you, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, you know, seeing what you've done with some of these iconic trucks like Sideshow, a.k.a. Ahead of You, you know, doing both versions. I mean, just really pushing the limits from an artwork standpoint. Again, a lot of people don't know that, you know, you're paying sometimes double, right? Because you got 2 trucks and things like that. So again, right. You know, you as well as some of the others out there have helped raise the bar, so to speak, I think, on pushing, not so much pushing Graphic Disorder to their limits, right? Because they can always handle that bandwidth, but it's kind of showing that, hey, these basic designs are cool, you know, and there's a market out there for certain things. But I tell you what, when you want the baddest, the best of the scene, and the best of even some of these legacy trucks, I call them, dude, it's no better, you know, company to be on board. So tip of the cap again to Graphic Disorder, and for you coming up with some of these crazy ideas.
Oh yeah.
Not much more that I want to, you know, hold you up, because I know you want to do a little bit of R&R as well. But we've seen you. We did a video years ago when you were down here, and I got to continue these. The ODB's Corner. We talked a little bit about the Blazer deblazed, and we of course talked about the irregular cab. Both of those had an opportunity to land on the Courtney Hansen in the morning TNT. I'm drawing a blank.
The Power Block.
Power Block. Thank you. What do you have up your sleeve? I mean, anything? I know, like, you know, TV's transitioned a little bit from that, but do you have anything else up your sleeve? Any kind of hints you can give us on maybe what's next besides the Ram, or are you just gonna enjoy it?
No, I'm just enjoying that right now. Like I said, when I picked the truck up, we picked it up it was almost to the Canadian border, so the thing drove like a piece of fuck on the way home. So we went through and replaced all the bushings in it, new tires, new compressors, bags, shocks. Just it went through the whole suspension, and you know, everything that has been there since the damn truck was built.
From the get-go.
So yeah. So, and then a couple pieces that were missing, air dam and some fog lights, and you know, had it aligned, had it ceramic coated. You know, just basically everything it needed to like protect it and you know, keep it going for many years. But I mean, the damn thing is, you know, it's pushing 11 years old, so it's held up really well. So yeah, no, I'm just enjoying that. And like I said, once once this winter cracks, then we'll get the Tacoma back in the garage. And I went really hard on that before I went back to work because I had the time, and we did the roll down window and the sunroof, and did a stock core chassis for it. And so that'll probably be the next thing that comes out. But no real deadline, but if it made it out for next summer, I probably wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I tell you,
loose goal.
I'm blown away because I'm thinking you're going to go, yeah, man, I'm going to kick back a little bit. Of course, you rebuild the suspension and kind of swap out a bunch of components on the Ram, and then, oh, by the way, yeah, when the winter cracks, we're going to be back at it. So it kind of shows to the listeners that, listen, even though Ron says, hey, ain't got a lot going on right this second, it's more than some guys. And I talked about grass passing earlier, one of my favorite things to do. It's kind of like that thing, and even if you're not trying to do it versus the competition, it's that mentality of you got a lot of good guys up around you. You're a good dude, and it's that, hey, what can we do next? So like I said, carrying on from the conversation earlier, it's great to hear things are going good for you, man. You can kick back a little bit, as we move into the fall and winter. A little bit of football going down, whether it's college or NFL, and man, dude, life is good, man.
Dude, did you see the Cards put the whooping on the Raiders last weekend?
I did, and here's the funniest thing. That 2-point conversion's got to be the craziest 2-point conversion ever, right? Because, he was running around for it seemed like 20 seconds, dude.
Yeah, it was the damnedest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, they were supposed to lose the game, and then they pulled it off at the end. I'm like,
that's got to be tough to be either one. The Raiders fans are going to hate me for this. It's got to be really tough, Ron, to be a Detroit Lions fan or a Raiders fan. Let's be honest. Now, listen, The Packers got their, whooped week one. They've got to play Brady this week, so I can't talk a lot of crap, so we'll have to see what happens. But if you think about the Raiders, they took Devontae Adams, right, from the Pack, and you kind of go, man, he had all his grandparents there, a lot of family, and he had 2 catches. So it's kind of crazy, as some of these receivers leave an illustrious quarterback, and it's kind of like sometimes, man, sure you took the money, but what if you get no catches, man? So we'll have to see. Again, not throwing the Raiders under the bus, kind of did, but we'll have to see where they end up, man. Do you think right now, Riggity Ron, do the Raiders make the playoffs?
They're 0-2, so I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why I would give a thumbs up to the Raiders is, rest in peace, Ernie Macias. He loved them. He's a beloved fan. But other than that, man, I kind of say we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah. You have to see how the whole season goes. And actually, the homie from Boise, we got a pretty hefty wager on the Seattle Seahawks Arizona Cardinals game. That's on my birthday, and I'm going up to Seattle to watch the Cards whoop that ass. So we'll see how that one goes.
Yeah, last thing I got for you is, speaking of that, Mike's been on this kind of hiatus, haven't been able to get a hold of him. I think he maybe changed his phone number on me. He's gallivanting with Hank, but he'll text me sometimes, like this was 3 weeks ago. I'm like, yo, man, you got a minute? And he's like, FF. And I thought he was saying F off. But, this time of year, he gets some of these people get a crazy deal with fantasy football. So when he said FF, he didn't mean Forbidden Fantasy. He was talking fantasy football. And I go, dude, lay off, dude. You know what I'm saying? Am I that bad of a guy?
Gotcha. Yeah. I haven't been in sync with the fantasy because when this started out, I was going through a lot of crap, and Mike's like, hey, you in for fantasy? And I'm like, I'm gonna have to back out this year. So then shit kind of got all put back together and everything's good. And now I'm like, damn it, I have no fantasy football now because I bowed out. So, and I don't know what the league's doing over there.
I thought for a minute he was talking something about Fantasy Fest in Key West or something. I was like, dude, that's not really my deal, But again, and then it's fantasy football, and I was like, oh, okay, that whole deal. But regardless, I heard from some people. I'm not in it. I'm not in that group, but they're apparently having a good time, and I like to hear it. So. If Mike thinks he can come back like Dennis Rodman, remember back in the Bulls, he said, hey, I'm going to call a timeout and go party for a week. And they're like, well, we're still in the middle of the season. And they kind of let him do it.
Them in Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mike thinks him and Hank kind of have that power. They can do it. So I don't know, man. We'll have to see.
You have to run by Phil Jackson first.
No doubt. But listen, I can't wait to come back up. I do want to make it back up to Astoria one day. I love the whole Goonies connection. And I always thank you guys and all the RA guys up there for always supporting OLP. Shout out to all the crew. And just want to say, dude, I hope that things continue to go well for you. And glad you can kick back a little bit. And, man, we'll see you on the flip side, doggy.
Yeah, for sure. We're actually going to the beach this weekend, so I don't know if we're going to end up in Astoria, but yeah, we're going to hit up Seaside while the weather's still nice, and then go see the ocean and maybe up to Astoria. So I'll shoot some pictures if we make it up that far north.
Real Deal Holyfield, Adam earlier, Dizzy, and, of course, right at the tail end, Riggity Ron Perkins. We got a chance to link up. So thanks, homie. We'll hit you guys next week, Lord willing. Stay on the rise. And, Ron, we appreciate you, dog.
All right, bro.
We got you.